So it's been a busy year. I can't believe that we're this far into the year already.
We've known each other for over 20 years, and I don't think that I know your story of what brought you into conservation as a career and ultimately why you chose the Fish and Wildlife Service over any other agency.
So I was going to school at Oklahoma State University working on my master's degree in fisheries ecology, and while I was there I worked in the cooperative research unit at Oklahoma State and found out about the cooperative education program because I didn't know anything really about U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, but I had a chance to do an internship through what we call the co-op ed program and was there for 4 months in that internship, and that's where I learned about Fish and Wildlife Service. After I finished that up, I went back and finished up my master's degree and was offered a position in the Fish and Aquatic Conservation Program, or a lot of times you'll hear people say the fisheries program, and so was offered a position there and started my work back in the summer of 1989, so a long time ago. What about you? How did you end up with Fish and Wildlife Service?
I started college kind of later, so I had a non-traditional trajectory through college. I was married and my daughter was born, so for me, college was very much on-the-job training. So I was pretty focused on getting a job. And while I was at the University of Arizona, I got to know Gene Mon, the co-op unit leader, and Gene Mon, in turn, introduced me to some of the Fish and Wildlife Service employees in Arizona, specifically the project leader in Pine Top, and I got to know him a little bit, and when I graduated with my master's, he offered me the position that you just vacated at the San Carlos satellite office, so that was my first job with the service. So Stewart, I just went through the Diversity Champion training, and you've already had the Diversity Champion training in the service. So what's your take on diversity in Region 2?
So thinking about reaching out and trying to find all the best people that we can for our agency is going to be an ongoing thing that we're working on. I've had some neat opportunities, and I go way back to whenever I was a kid and my interactions with my dad and some of those experiences of where he was about giving people a chance, giving them an opportunity, and that's kind of stuck with me. And so now one of the things that I look for is that opportunity for us to give somebody a chance, to open a door for them. And so trying to look at some creative ways, and so some ways that we've, I think, looked to come up with programs that reach people at different stages of life with different experiences. And then once they get that, then the chance to have an understanding of what they might be able to do to develop, and then look for ways for them to move through their career and reach their personal goals. And so that to me is one of those big things, is that we do the best we can to reach as wide an audience as we can to give those people that opportunity, to give them that chance.